Next, we will see about the data collections. So, in the why there is a need for the determination of the data collection. For what purpose the data collection has to be collected? So, what is the need for the data collections? How it will be collected? Where it has to be collected? So, let me know about all these things about the data collections. So, usually the either it is at the home or during the of the trip, okay, at the destination point. So there may be one end, it may be an origin point, another end is the destination point. Okay, so at the origin or the destination, so so first one data it will be collected at the home, second one that will be trip and end of the trip. Okay, there. Next, another is destination. So destination of the trip, where the destination is there, so there it will be taken. So and while during the trip end, there also it will be taken. So three points where the data will be collected. So when the collected at the home, so that the data can be widely ranging, the and it can be overall the trips made it during the given period. So this data collected during the trip is necessary for the of the limited scope, since the whatever the procedure yields the data only on the particular trip which is being intercepted. So apart from that, the whatever the destination and the direct interviews type of the survey that will provides that maybe provide the data whatever on demand for the anything like parking facilities or at the trip end or the major traffic attraction center, such as factories, offices, and the commercial establishments. In such cases, these data will be collected. Okay. And usually the whatever the type of the data collections. Okay, so there are the two types of the data collection. So one is primary data collection, another is a secondary data collection. So in this primary data collection, through the actual field of the survey, through the primary sources, the whatever the data that will be collected, one is by the field survey, another that is through the primary sources. The second one that is includes the whatever the inventories of the object and their characteristics that is derived from the observation. So that can be taken an example, the location and the property of the interlinked roads. So example like starting nodal point, end node point, length, number of the lanes, presence of the parking, surface quality, gradient, uh, route, characteristics of the bus service, operating hours, stops which has been reserved, stops which has been served, headways, type of the vehicle, and the service which has been offered by the locations, number and the type of the activities possible, and the size of the facilities, opening hours, price levels, and the service qualities. These are the which has been included for the primary data. So another is the data of the on the current behavior, the current behavior on or the observed. So whatever the behavior which is been obtained from the observation in the particular counts or from the any traveler survey, a frequent transfer to the that can be revealed to the preference data, whatever the data on the traveler attitude and the values which is been provided by the travelers through the responses in the surveys. So another is the decision. So decisions on the assessments in hypothetical situations or markets which is obtained from the users through the surveys, a frequent reference of the transportation of the states can be preferred. So that is about the primary data which has been collected. Okay, next we will see the secondary data which has been collected. So that is secondary data is nothing but secondary source. So whatever the source or whatever the data which is collected secondarily, that is called as secondary source. Okay, so that data through the indirect, that is meaning that the data from the indirect sources, okay, not direct sources, the indirect sources, the data which is collected from the indirect sources, that is called as usually as secondary sources or secondary data. Okay, that usually such as like census of a person or a firms, so detailing of their characteristics, that is being obtained from the primary sources of the person and the firms, whatever the firms are there, that is being concerned or derived from the other primary sources, such as the population registers, decimal census, so such like that. So these and other type of the secondary sources or secondary data are the populations, land use, mm, vehicle ownership, employment data, economic data, establishment data. So these all the data that can be taken as secondary data. One is primary data, another one is secondary data. Primary data directly take whatever we data we get it from directly, that is direct assessment, direct decisions, and direct whatever the sources which has been available, so that is a direct data or the primary data. The second one is the secondary data, those sources which is we get it from the secondary sources is known as secondary data. So that's about the collection of the data. Okay,